Have you ever wondered why being the nice girl leaves you feeling unnoticed and unappreciated by men? You give so much, yet end up stuck in frustrating dynamics, questioning your worth. Here's the truth. Kindness alone isn't the issue. It's the way you're using it. When rooted in seeking approval or control, it can backfire. What if there's a better way? Imagine shifting from people-pleasing to embracing stoic love, where self-respect and authenticity become the foundation for powerful, fulfilling relationships. Ready to change the game? 1. Redefining what it means to be nice. Let's start by rethinking what nice really means. Have you ever stopped to think why you're nice to a guy? Is it because you genuinely want to be? Or because you're hoping for him to notice, appreciate, or even love you back? Be honest. Many of us, myself included, have fallen into that second category, even when we don't want to admit it. Take Sarah, for example. Sarah is the definition of nice. She's always texting David first, always planning dates, and even doing little things to make his life easier. At first, David appreciates it. But over time, he starts feeling like Sarah's niceness is more about her expectations than genuine kindness. She's waiting for him to reciprocate, and when he doesn't, it feels like pressure to him. Now, imagine this scenario. Sarah starts focusing on herself. She doesn't cancel her plans just to please David, and she's no longer always the one to initiate conversations. Sarah begins saying no when she needs to, and guess what? David starts to notice her in a completely new way. He's intrigued by her self-respect, her boundaries, and the fact that she's no longer available on demand. This shift is key. True kindness isn't about always being available. It's about showing kindness on your terms. If you're always bending over backward, you leave no room for mystery, no chance for him to step up and earn your affection. That when you set boundaries and honor your own needs first, you become magnetic. Men, like David, start respecting you more, not just for your kindness, but for your strength. So, how can you redefine your niceness like Sarah did? Start by focusing on yourself. Start saying no when you feel like it, even if it's uncomfortable. Ask yourself, am I saying yes because I genuinely want to, or because I'm expecting something in return? Trust me, that simple shift will not only change how you approach relationships, but will also change how others see you. If you're ready to step into your power, give this video a like, follow, or subscribe for more. 2. Setting clear boundaries. Okay, let's talk boundaries. When was the last time you said no to a guy? Does it feel empowering? Or does it make you uncomfortable, like you might upset him? If you feel nervous about saying no, you're not alone. Most women, including Emma, have been conditioned to believe that saying yes to everything men ask is the way to keep them happy. But here's the kicker. Constantly saying yes is actually the fastest way to lose respect. Think about Emma. She's been dating John, and John constantly cancels plans at the last minute. Instead of standing up for herself, Emma just smiles and accepts it. Over time, John starts taking her for granted because she's always there, no matter what. One day, Emma decides to set a boundary. She tells John, I value my time, and I won't tolerate last-minute cancellations anymore. Let's plan something we can both commit to. At first, John is shocked. But you know what? He respects her more for it. He starts showing up on time because he knows she has standards. Here's the thing. Boundaries aren't barriers. They're bridges. When you set boundaries, you show him that you respect yourself. And in turn, you invite him to do the same. Boundaries create mutual respect, which is far more powerful than just being nice. Let's break this down further. Start by asking yourself, what are your non-negotiables? For Lily, it might be the importance of honesty. For Mark, it might be respecting each other's time. Then, communicate your boundaries calmly but firmly. When you do this, you'll create relationships based on respect, not obligation. If you're ready to set your own boundaries and transform your relationships, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video. You've got this. 3. Be authentically you. Have you ever felt the urge to tone down your personality just to keep a guy interested? Maybe you've held back your quirky humor or avoided talking about your passions, fearing that he won't like them. Catherine did this when she first started dating Luke. She thought her love for quirky indie films might be too much for him, so she hid it. But here's the thing. She felt like she was walking on eggshells and it wasn't fun. Eventually, Catherine realized something huge. Suppressing her true self wasn't doing her or Luke any favors. So, one day, instead of agreeing with everything Luke said, she spoke her truth. She shared her passion for indie films with him. And you know what? He didn't just tolerate it, he started getting interested. They even went to see a film together, and it became a highlight of their relationship. The truth is, when you diminish your true self to fit into someone's idea of what's perfect, you're robbing the world and yourself of your unique spark. You don't need to water down your humor or change your style to fit into someone's mold. Just look at Jack, who stopped pretending to be someone he wasn't for Isla. Jack was always the funny, sarcastic guy who liked hiking. But Isla didn't appreciate the humor at first. He could have toned it down for her, but instead, he stayed true to himself. Being authentic means you have to embrace your uniqueness, whether it's your love of quirky movies, your sense of humor, or your passion for something others might not get. So, stop waiting for the perfect moment to share your true self. Let your personality shine, and watch how it attracts the right people into your life. If you're all about embracing your true self, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on living authentically. You're already on your way to the best version of you. 4. Stop waiting for him to lead. Raise your hand if you've ever waited for him to text first, make the plans, or notice the little hints you're dropping. It's like we've been taught that if we wait long enough, he'll figure it out, right? Well, Sophia was the queen of waiting. She waited for Ethan to make the first move. And she waited. And waited. But here's the truth. Waiting is passivity disguised as patience, and it often leads to frustration. Instead of waiting, Sophia decided to take action. One day, she told Ethan, "Hey, I've been wanting to check out that new jazz bar downtown. Wanna join me?" Ethan was surprised but also impressed. She took control of the situation and initiated a fun evening, which brought them closer. It wasn't about being aggressive, just confident. Taking the lead doesn't mean doing all the work. It's about showing initiative and creating the opportunity for connection. For example, Tessa was tired of always waiting for James to suggest plans, so she decided to ask him, "Would you like to come over for a homemade dinner this Saturday?" Instead of him always making the effort, Tessa was showing that she valued her time and wanted to enjoy life with someone who matched her energy. Taking the lead doesn't just make you more attractive. It shows confidence. Men respect women who know what they want and are willing to go after it. So next time, take the first step. It doesn't mean you won't step up. It just means you're confident enough to show your interest. If you're ready to stop waiting and start leading in your own life, give this a thumbs up, share the video, and let's keep empowering each other. 5. Avoid chasing physical attraction alone. Have you ever been swept off your feet by a guy's good looks, only to realize his personality didn't match up? It happens more often than we'd like to admit. Naomi met Oliver at a party, and he immediately caught her eye with his striking looks and smooth talk. But after a few dates, Naomi started realizing that their connection was more superficial than anything. They didn't share common values or goals. It's easy to get caught up in the spark of physical attraction, but here's the thing. It's only a small part of the equation. Take a moment to reflect on what really matters. Naomi learned this lesson the hard way, but once she started focusing on his personality, values, and emotional compatibility, she realized she wasn't really interested in Oliver. She decided to step back and wait for a connection that was deeper than just chemistry. When it comes to relationships, looks should be secondary to things like shared values and emotional connection. Ben, who met Mia, felt an instant attraction to her. But as they spent time together, he realized that he wanted more than just chemistry. He wanted a woman who understood his goals and values. When they had deep, meaningful conversations, that's when their bond grew stronger. Remember, slow down. Don't rush into a relationship just because the attraction is there. You deserve more than just good looks. You deserve someone whose values and personality align with yours. If you're ready to focus on deeper connections and not just physical attraction, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let's take our relationships to the next level. With these mindset shifts, you're well on your way to mastering stoic love. It's all about self-respect, confidence, and setting the standard for what you deserve. Keep growing stronger. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more ways to transform your relationships. 6. Don't try to tick all the boxes. For example, Jack tells Emily that he's really into adventurous women. So Emily, who is more of a homebody, suddenly starts talking about hiking trips. She doesn't even enjoy them but tries to sell it, thinking this will win Jack over. Jack might appreciate the gesture, but deep down, he senses Emily is not being true to herself. The connection lacks depth. Why? Because authenticity is what truly forms a strong connection, not a checklist. Sophia is dating Lucas, who mentions that he values women who are great listeners. Sophia becomes so focused on letting Lucas dominate the conversations, thinking this is the key to his heart. But guess what? Lucas begins to feel like Sophia is a bit distant, and he's not getting to know the real her. The chemistry fizzles out because Sophia isn't showing her authentic self, just a version she thinks Lucas wants. Here's a reminder. Relationships aren't about fitting into an idealized mold. Be yourself. Don't worry about ticking boxes. When you show up as your true self, with all your quirks, passions, and even your imperfections, you build a genuine connection that feels real, not performative. And here's the kicker. The right man will be drawn to you because of your individuality. So, next time you're tempted to play a role, ask yourself, who am I? The right person will be drawn to the real you, not the version you're pretending to be. 7. Stop over-investing too soon. Olivia meets Chris, and the moment she sees him, her heart races. Before she even knows it, she's imagining a future together, planning trips, talking about what their future family might look like. The problem is, she barely knows him. She's giving too much too soon. Olivia is emotionally invested while Chris is still figuring things out. It's a recipe for disaster. Megan falls for David and immediately starts adjusting her entire schedule around his availability. But David, who's still figuring out how much he wants to invest, isn't as available. Megan's overinvestment makes her feel drained and insecure. The takeaway: patience is key. Don't rush to give all your emotional energy right away. Focus on building a connection gradually, paying attention to his actions, not just his words. Set boundaries and don't lose sight of your own life. When you focus on yourself, your independence becomes magnetic. Take your time, enjoy getting to know each other, and allow the relationship to develop naturally. 8. Balance kindness with strength. Lily is dating Ryan, who keeps cancelling plans last minute. Instead of confronting him, Lily just lets it slide every time. But after a while, she feels taken for granted. She's being too kind, with no strength behind her words. Hannah is dating Ethan, who asks her to make sacrifices for him all the time. Instead of always saying yes to keep the peace, Hannah learns to assert her boundaries. One day, she calmly tells Ethan, "I've already made plans, but let's reschedule." He admires her strength and respects her more for it. Kindness is important, but it's strength that ensures your kindness isn't taken for granted. When you set boundaries, you show respect for yourself, and that draws respect from others. Whether it's saying no or expressing your needs, you create a relationship dynamic built on mutual respect. Don't be afraid to speak up when something doesn't feel right. Balance kindness with self-respect, and you'll earn admiration in return. 9. Embrace the dance of mystery. Nina and Ethan have been talking non-stop. Nina shares her entire life story, every relationship detail, and all her thoughts on the future. Ethan is intrigued at first, but soon he feels like he knows everything about her, and the excitement fizzles. Sophia takes a different approach with Daniel. She shares pieces of her story over time, leaving him curious about the next chapter. Their conversations feel engaging, with anticipation building up as they learn more about each other. Mystery creates intrigue. When you withhold just enough to spark curiosity, you keep the relationship exciting. Instead of dumping all your emotions and past experiences on him right away, share them gradually, letting him get to know you over time. It's about creating a natural rhythm of discovery. When you embrace the dance of mystery, you keep the connection lively and allow him to earn the privilege of knowing the real you. 10. The problem with excuses. Lara tells herself that James didn't call back because she's not pretty enough, or that Alex didn't seem interested because she's not tall enough. She uses these excuses to avoid facing the truth. The issue wasn't her looks, but her confidence. Sarah, on the other hand, doesn't make excuses. She's confident in who she is, even though she's not the perfect image society tells her to be. She walks into a room owning her space, and Ryan notices that. Excuses don't serve you. They hold you back. Instead of dwelling on things you can't control, like height or looks, focus on what you can control. How you carry yourself, your self-esteem, and your confidence. Confidence is magnetic and it comes from within. Stop hiding behind excuses. Focus on what you can control and watch how your relationships transform. Building authentic, fulfilling relationships doesn't require perfection, ticking all the boxes, or over-investing from the start. It's about being true to yourself, embracing your strengths and quirks, and letting things unfold naturally. When you balance kindness with strength, maintain a sense of mystery, and stop relying on excuses, you set the stage for connections that are real, deep, and lasting. Don't just seek validation. Be confident in your own worth, and the right relationship will come naturally. As we wrap up this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. You've learned that being nice isn't the key to winning a man's heart. It's all about balancing kindness with confidence, authenticity with mystery, and emotional openness with healthy boundaries. These aren't just relationship hacks. They're principles for a life full of self-respect and fulfillment. Imagine the difference when you stop chasing perfection, over-investing too soon, or hiding behind excuses. Picture yourself embracing the strength of stoic love, where your actions align with your values. Your boundaries are both firm and compassionate, and your confidence shines from within. Here's the magic. When you embrace these principles, you're not just changing how you relate to others, you're transforming how you see yourself. You become a woman who leads with purpose, loves without losing herself, and inspires respect simply by being unapologetically you. Remember, relationships thrive when two people bring their whole selves to the table. By focusing on growth, setting clear boundaries, and staying true to who you are, you create a space where passion, respect, and understanding can flourish. If this message spoke to you, take action. Like this video and drop a comment if you're ready to step into your power and build connections that are as strong and vibrant as you are. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on mastering stoic love and living an authentic, fulfilling life. Love isn't about being nice. It's about being real, resilient, and radiant. You've got this. Stay confident, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. See you in my next one.